I made a free script for After Effects that lets you create parent chains from layers, paths, and puppet pins. I'm gonna show you exactly how it works. Here I have artwork of chain links, which will be perfect for this example. All you need to do is select the layers in the order that you want them to be parented, and then come over to Daisy Chain, which is right here docked in my workspace. Very simple, single button. Just click the button and it's going to immediately parent the layers in the order that you selected, with the first layer being the root or the parent of the entire chain, and each layer after it being parented to the first one. So if I bring up the rotation for all of these and modify them all at once, I'm gonna be able to curl this up in either direction. It's really fun to animate this way. And depending on how many layers you have, it might not be that hard to do this manually, but now it can be done with a single click. And like I said, it's based on the order that you parent them in. So if I just Control or Command click on all of these at once, it'll unparent everything. I can select them in the opposite order and click it again. And now if I rotate them once more, it's going to rotate from the bottom. Now the anchor point was aligned to the top, so that's why it's misaligned, but that's how you can specify which order it works in. Now it also works with path points. So over here, I'm gonna just draw a path using this nice little grid in the background, and I'm just gonna add a point at every one of these intersections all the way down the comp, so we have lots of points to work with. I'll take off that fill color, we'll just leave it as a line and we'll round off the caps. And with that layer selected, I'll just call it line. I'll click on the Daisy Chain script button, and that's gonna generate nulls for every single one of those path points. And using expressions, parent each one of those points to the corresponding controller. And those controllers are also labeled after the name of the path. So it's going to intelligently find the paths within your shape layer and create controllers for them. So if I bring up the rotation for all of these, we can do the exact same thing as we did with the layer, but with these path points. And if I turn off my visibility of those overlays, we can see this very nice and clean. Now, if I zoom in here, you'll notice that we have all of these segments because I didn't add any Bezier paths to the lines. And I'm gonna show you what happens when you use Bezier paths in just a second, but let me just show you a quick tip. If you don't wanna add all of those Bezier handles to those path points, you can go into the contents of a shape layer to the add menu and say round corners, and that's going to round off all of those points. If I increase this, you can see that we can get a really nice smooth curve without adding any Bezier handles. And now if I zoom out a little bit again, and I bring up the rotation for all those controllers, we have this nice, smooth, noodly line now, even though all of those points were just linear and segmented. From here, you could do something like maybe add a taper to the stroke. So let me go into the shape, into that stroke options and add a taper. We'll go to the end length and turn that all the way up. And then maybe the end width we'll set to about 25%. And then I can make the overall line thicker. And now I have something that looks a little bit like a tail or maybe an elephant's trunk. And we're able to control it very easily with the rotation since we have our parent chain. And if we just add a few keyframes to the rotation, we can really make this feel like a tail. So I'm just gonna add a keyframe here, go forward maybe 1 second, rotate this equally in the opposite direction, so 8 degrees to -8, and then we'll go forward another second, and then copy and paste all of these first keyframes so we have a loop. I'm just gonna easy ease all of these, and we'll go into the graph editor so you can see on the value graph, this is basically giving us a sine wave motion, but it only happens once. So I wanna loop this using one of my most used expressions. So let's just go Alt or Option click on the rotation and then add an expression, which is loop in plus loop out minus value with a semicolon at the end. And what this expression is going to do is loop this property forever in both directions. So if I grab these keyframes with the graph editor visible and the post expression graph enabled, you'll see this is looping in both directions. I want to now copy that expression over to all of the other properties. So I'll just right click and say copy expression only. So that's right here. And then I'll select all of the other rotation properties and paste. And now they're all going to loop forever, but it's all happening at the exact same time, which is not that interesting. So if I grab all these keyframes and I hold Control Alt on a PC or Alt Option on a Mac, I can stagger these keyframes in either direction. So I'm just gonna pull this out a bit and play this back, and you can see what a difference that has. Now that's actually the opposite direction that I want to stagger it, so I'm just gonna drag it back this direction, move the keyframes forward so I can see them a little bit better. But now it feels just so much more natural and organic, like an actual tail swaying. And if you wanna learn more about this type of animation technique, check out my course, Animation Principles for Motion Designers, where I cover all sorts of topics like this one to help you become a better motion designer. Now, I also said that this works with Bezier paths, so let me show you exactly how you can set that up. I'm gonna draw another line, this time clicking and dragging while holding Shift to create these vertical Bezier handles coming off of each point. So again, click and drag while holding Shift, and that will give me 3 points with these curves now. And with that layer selected, I'll call this Bezier Path, and then click on the daisy chain button. It's going to generate those 3 controllers, which, by the way, daisy chain takes the path points in the order that they were created, and that is the order of the parenting for the null objects. But if I rotate this from the center, we're going to see those curves coming out. Now, this does not look like a very nice curve, so you're also gonna have access to this daisy chain path effect on all of the null objects that have Bezier handles for the points that they belong to. So if I go to the angle offset at 100%, it's just taking those Bezier handles and rotating them with the controller. But if I lower this, it's going to adjust the influence. So if I go all the way down to 0, it won't rotate those tangents at all. If I put it at 50%, it's going to split the difference between the 2 points and rotate those tangents half as much as the parent controller does. And that could give you smoother bends. Now we also have a tangent scale, and this is going to just increase or decrease those tangent handles based on whatever scale they were when they were created. So 100 is 100% scale of how it was drawn. If we go to these endpoints that have those Bezier handles but are affecting the shape of this path and just turn these down to 0 on the scale, then they're not going to influence the curve of that shape at all. And we're back to getting that noodly shape as we move this back and forth. So if I reset these down to 0 and then sway this back and forth, you can see what kind of a curve that's producing. And we can always go in and modify this angle offset or the tangent scale and even keyframe these values if needed. But that's how it works with Bezier paths. There's still one more way that we can use daisy chain though, and I'll jump over to this comp to show you. This is an illustration of my dog Pixel. If we jump into his tail, I'm gonna just solo that layer and add in some puppet pins on the tail. So I'm gonna add maybe about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can press U on the keyboard to bring up those puppet pins. I like to label my pins, so I'm gonna call this tail root, tail 2, tail 3, tail 4, and tail tip. With those labeled, again, I'll just select the layer. You could select the puppet pins on their own, but just click the daisy chain button and it's going to open up this window to give you the option to reverse the order. It's going to, by default, again, go in the order that you added the puppet pins, but After Effects is limited in the way that you can select properties. It can't tell which order you select them in like it can the layers themselves. So instead, I'm giving you the option to reverse the order if you want to reverse the order, or leave it as it is, and we have these labels that tell you the order of the pins. So root is the first pin, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can see those puppet pin names come in that list, so it's easy to identify. You click OK, it generates controllers just like with the paths, and if I bring up the rotation for each of these and start wagging the tail, it looks really nice. We can unsolo all of these layers, and Pixel is a happy boy. So that is how we use daisy chain on all 3 different types of objects that it works with. You can install this as a dockable UI panel like I have right here. Just make sure that you install it in the Script UI panels folder for the version of After Effects you're using, and then restart After Effects. It'll show up in the window menu. But you can also install it in other tools like CodeRunner, which is a free script launcher that I have available for download on my website. You can find a link for this down in the description as well. But it does the exact same thing and identifies which type of layer or property you have selected, and it just puts it right in a button. This also works great with Kbar or Mobar if you're fans of either of those tools. I try to design all of my tools so that they work in a way that allows you to use them however you feel is best. But that's it for daisy chain. I hope you get a lot out of this tool. If you find any bugs or you have feature requests, definitely let me know down in the comments. The download link is in the description, and while you're on my website, be sure to browse all of my other free tools as well as paid courses if you're interested in becoming a better motion designer. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.